Imagine a substance, almost like a hidden ingredient, quietly becoming essential in, well, everything from the food you eat to some really advanced medical treatments. You might not even know its name. And yet it comes from something pretty common, actually, ocean seaweed. Today we're doing a deep dive into the fascinating and frankly booming global alginate market.
Right. And our goal here is really to sift through all the market reports, the research papers, and just pull out the most important nuggets for you, give you a shortcut to really understanding what's going on with this material.
Exactly. And it's not just about the numbers, although they are pretty impressive. It's about digging into why this particular bio-based polymer is becoming so important and where it's making the biggest waves globally. So let's start with the basics. What is alginate? Well, fundamentally, it's a natural polymer derived from brown seaweed. That natural origin is key, as we'll see. Now, its main tricks are thickening, stabilizing, and especially gelling. Why are these properties so valuable across so many different areas?
Well, it's interesting. Those properties, particularly that gelling ability you mentioned, they unlock just such a huge range of uses.
Yeah.
You see, the real magic happens when alginate meets calcium ions. It instantly forms this strong but still flexible gel. And that makes it incredibly useful. So in food, like you said, it helps create very specific textures. Think dairy products, desserts, that sort of thing. In pharma, it can be a binder holding pills together or kind of counterintuitively a disintegrant helping them break down quickly in your system.
It's very different jobs there.
Very different, yeah. But where it's really becoming a game changer is in biomedical applications. We're talking about things like advanced wound dressings. They create this moist protective layer that helps healing, and also really sophisticated drug delivery systems, making sure medication gets released exactly where and when it's needed in the body.
Right.
So its growing popularity isn't just because it's natural. It offers this incredible control, and it's biocompatible, which positions it perfectly, for where things are heading with sustainability and health focus.
That explanation really clarifies things. And, I mean, if the demand side shows its growing importance, the market numbers really drive home how fast its influence is spreading. Back in 2021, the global market was already worth, what, $797 million? Pretty substantial.
Already significant.
But the projections, they're looking at nearly $1 billion by 2025. And that it really takes off, expected to surge past $1.5 billion, $1.53 billion to be exact, by 2033. That's quite a climb in just over 10 years.
It is, and that really highlights the steady foundational growth we're seeing. This isn't some, temporary spike. It reflects a consistent compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, about 5.6% through 2033.
Okay.
And that figure, 5.6%, it's not just a number, right? It points to really strong, consistent demand across all these different uses. It suggests alginate isn't just trendy, it's becoming a core functional ingredient in stable growing sectors.
Okay, so that's the big picture globally. Let's zoom in a bit. Where is this growth really concentrated? Starting with North America, how big a player is it?
North America is definitely key. Yeah. Its market revenue is expected to nearly double. It was around $225 million back in 2021 and projected to hit over $408 million by 2033.
Wow.
And that growth, it's really backed by two main things. The region's very active food processing industry, always looking for natural additives, and a strong pharmaceutical sector that's pouring money into advanced drug formulations.
That makes sense.
And it's worth pointing out the U.S. alone is expected to make up a huge chunk of that, over $324 million by 2033. Though Canada and Mexico are also showing, solid growth too.
Okay. And what about across the pond in Europe? Are they seeing similar trends?
Europe's definitely a major player as well. Sales there were about $170 million in 2021. And the forecast shows them crossing $313 million by 2033. Germany and the UK are really leading the way.
Why them specifically?
Primarily because they have such strong biotech and food sectors. They're big consumers, but also big innovators using alginate.
Got it. Now, Asia-Pacific often comes up as a major growth engine. Is that true for alginate too?
Oh, absolutely. Asia-Pacific is shaping up to be the fastest growing region for alginate. No question. It's set to more than double its market size. It started near $290 million in 2021 and is projected to reach almost $590 million, $587.96 million, precisely by 2033. That's a CAGR of over 6.2%.
That's even faster than the global average.
Exactly. And China and India are really pushing that, both growing at over 6.7%.
And what's fueling that in particular?
Well, it seems to be a combination of their rapidly expanding pharmaceutical manufacturing needing binders, delivery systems, and also a big shift towards packaged foods as consumer habits change there.
Okay.
But it's not just the giants. Other regions like South America and the Middle East and Africa, they're also adding significantly to the growth. Brazil, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, all showing healthy expansion. And here's something quite interesting I found in the sources. The category labeled Rest of Asia Pacific.
Yeah.
It actually shows the highest CAGR, over 7%, which kind of suggests there might be really significant untapped potential or maybe emerging innovation hubs in some of the smaller markets in that region.
That is interesting. Makes you wonder where the next big application might pop up.
Exactly.
So bringing it all together then, what are the fundamental forces driving this really consistent upward trend for alginate? Why does this growth feel so, well, sustainable?
I think the main drivers are pretty clear, and they all sort of connect. They paint this picture of a material that's just perfectly suited for today's priorities. First, you've got that huge consumer push for natural additives in food. People want clean labels, natural stuff. That's a big one.
Right.
Second, its use in pharmaceuticals is growing and diversifying because it's just so versatile. Third, those expanding biomedical uses, we talked about wound dressings, drug delivery, they're constantly opening up totally new high-value markets.
Okay.
But tying it all together really is the big one, that overall global shift by industries towards eco-friendly, sustainable materials. Alginate, coming from seaweed, biodegradable, it just fits the bill perfectly.
So reflecting on all this, what does it really mean for the future? For us, trying to understand these bigger shifts, well, it seems pretty clear the alginate market has some serious momentum. Its role looks set to become even more central as industries keep leaning into natural and sustainable options. It's really moving beyond being a niche ingredient. It's becoming foundational to the bioeconomy.
Yeah, definitely. And I think understanding the story of just this one material, alginate, it gives you a really powerful way to look at much bigger global shifts. Trends in sustainability, advances in healthcare, how consumer tastes are changing. It's all reflected there.
So looking ahead, as we push more towards these eco-conscious, bio-based solutions, it makes you think, doesn't it? Where else might we find these kinds of hidden natural materials? Maybe just as surprising as seaweed, ready to transform industries we haven't even thought about. What other unassuming natural resources might be out there, poised to become the next crucial, maybe even multi-billion-dollar materials of our future?